8,800 people responded to this thing I didn't even know anyone was going to respond to here. I put this poll up about, do leaks negatively or positively affect your Genshin Impact experience, and why here. Now, this is not going to be a bashing video or anything. We're going to be going over how you guys feel about it, why you feel that way. This is just feedback, right? This is what you guys said. We're going to be going over some of that, and I want to reiterate my stance on leaks in case you didn't catch the previous video. If you're signing legal NDAs and stuff and you're leaking that information, I do not agree with that, and that needs to stop. That needs to end, period, because that's a legality thing, and I don't agree with that morally. If the information's out there, and the thing that I do on my channel, and the reason I like it, we'll go into that. I do enjoy them because I'm a theory crafter at heart. I'm there not for like the story elements and not for you know, the information on the new events and stuff. We don't cover that on the channel. If we cover anything, it's just like ooh, this caught my interest, let's talk about it and let's have some fun with that. And I've always been a theory crafter, and that's why when you see something about back in the day on a leaked character, it was the numbers and the information. We didn't have gameplay, right? Because I didn't feel like that's something I wanted to show there in case someone didn't want to see what the characters look like in action. You can always go find that on your own time, even still to this day if you wanted to. We didn't show off any of the voice lines or any of that animation stuff, and I never actually went and looked for it either, because that's something that I like to not have spoiled for me either. But I do like the theory craft as well. So that's my iteration on leaks for myself, and you guys can see here 8,800 votes, which that's crazy. You guys are really in there on the votes there. 50% positive experience, 11% negative experience, and 40% who just don't really care. So I don't know how that adds up to 101%, but maybe they're still trying to get the numbers down there to see what happens out. I don't know, YouTube, but let's see what you guys have been saying here. I fully expect to see a lot of the negative ones. Like, they don't want to see animations, they don't want to see the characters, they don't want to see certain things like that. So let's go down here and check out the comments. Character leaks are fine, but the storyline and boss leaks are a no. Yes, so that's something that I agree with, right? Let the story be a story. I don't want to know what's going on in the story. I want to play the story. I want to find out the story for myself. The boss leaks, I don't really care about either. I'm assuming he means like back in the day when we had the first big boss. It's old news. 1.2, like the child boss fight with Zhongli was kind of floating around everywhere out there. You didn't know that was going to be a thing. So yeah, I agree with this 100%. I feel the same way. I don't pay attention to those. I already responded to this one. Now it's fine for me though. 1.3, where they leaked the new boss materials for Zhao. That makes people don't waste the resin on doing an animal boss to ascend. That's fair. You're going to see a lot of stuff like this where it allows you to prepare better in a lot of different ways, right? It might not just be save up your primo gems. It might be maybe this character, when you theory craft with it, he's really good with this other character. You have that other character, but that character's at level 1, and it's very hard to level up multiple characters at the same time in Genshin. So if you know you have a character coming down the line that you're going to be saving up for, and you already have a character that works well with him, you can theory craft together, and instead of having to work on 2 characters when the new character comes out, you can work on your first character now and then work on the new character later, which is nice. The leaks are created the hype I need for Genshin Impact. Meta numerical data leaks, it's the most fine-tuned thing during beta. I think he's adding up here. Yes, he likes that. That's cool. Leaks make me excited AF with some upvotes here. Oh, a theory crafter thing right there. The dead game without leaks. I think I did read a lot of these comments where like a lot of the excitement really comes from the beta information. It kind of keeps you going with the way that they're doing their event system, where it's kind of like you log in, you do some stuff, and there's no real end game, there's no real anything to do outside of the abyss that's hard, more or less, and then you kind of log out and you kind of get bored over time without new information. And that's something that I think that they can really touch on as well, is like they don't really showcase what's coming up that often. And when they do showcase what's coming up, it's literally like maybe a week before it actually comes out. So that's something that maybe they could, more of like a trickle effect. And that's something that a lot of other companies do as well. Like they're working on this stuff and they know that it's going to be coming out, so they'll start talking about it over time. Maybe it's like 4 weeks out. It's like, here's some cool stuff coming up. Here's this cool looking character. And that way you can get a little bit of excitement spread out over time. Because the way that it is right now, like with the 1.5 patch, with everything from 1.5, more or less, a lot of it anyway, getting dumped out there for everyone to see, we have the big hype all in one spot. And that's what Mihoyo doesn't like, is because the big hype all in one spot, it is damaging to companies. because there's nothing for you to keep interested in over time, right? And they don't like that. But what they also do is they have instead of the big hype being the leak and then nothing until it comes out, the way they're doing it right now is there's nothing, and then they personally drop everything, and then it comes out anyway. So it's like you could have just dropped the patch. Basically, you gave us like 5 days of, you got cool stuff coming out in 5 days, and that's nice, but maybe spread that out over a couple period of time. And I really like the way they do their live streams. Could you imagine if they did live streams for like stuff they're working on in beta as well? Stuff that they know that they're going to be able to finish up and hype that up as well. That'd be awesome, in my opinion. I would thoroughly enjoy that. Just some snippets of stuff. You're like, oh, here's a strong, here's this character. Show off some snippets of stuff. And there's a lot of companies that really base their, what's the correct phrasing for this? They base their like information and their like PR teams and stuff around future content instead of content that's literally about to drop. That way you combat leakers that way, because leaks are always going to happen. It's just a thing unless you really get that locked down. And I don't know why they're having the hardest problem of all time with leaks. But if you get ahead of the leakers and you publish your own information, you're gonna quell people's thirst for the leaks. The leakers might cover other stuff that you're not covering officially, but you covering stuff officially is going to quell people's need for information. They're not going to go out of their way to look for new stuff because you're already kind of telling them stuff. So some people might go out and look for all of it, but you're going to quell people's information needs and necessities there. I do like leaks because it helps us to see who is coming and help us save our Primo Gems. That's fair. You can't get every character in the game, and that does help you out to a certain extent, right? If you know what's coming down a month ahead of time all the time, well, and you want all of those characters a month ahead of time, you're not saving up all your Primo Gems for every character, but it might help you out between one character and another character. Understand all the complications for them monetarily. Should reveal their characters with some time before to help us out, kind of like a 50-50. I think that helps them out too, as well. Build up hype, keep people around, keep people interested. Yeah, like I said, trickling of information there. Mihoyo doesn't want people to leak future weapons and characters because they don't want us to save Primo Gems. Okay. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, they do want you to spend Primo Gems all the time. I think ideally they want you to just have every character and be a giant mammal sea creature. That's, I think, what they would do. Character leaks are fine, but Mihoyo should start doing roadmaps for their content. Yeah, trickling of information. Let people know what's coming out. I'm tired of waiting on news for Inazuma. Yes, that's gonna. I don't even know when that's coming out. Patch 1.9999, 2.0 or something. A few leaks that are released incrementally as nice. It hypes up future characters. So like I was talking about the trickle down, or not the trickle down, the trickling effect of information and keep you interested in the future, keep you interested in the game. Because some patches are going to be really good. Some patches are not going to be very interesting to you at all as a player. And when you get bored and you tend to not log in, and maybe you just end up quitting the game that way. Because you just get disinterested in that 6-week period of that patch. So that's a thing as well. Hu Tao's perfect example. Announced her a week before her banner, but we knew about her longer because of the leak. So people got excited about that, because you can't get excited for a new character based on how they don't trickle their information out. They just do it, and then she's out. You could have just been as excited officially for Hu Tao just showing up in the game and be like, I'm here. I'm here. My banner's out now. You'd be like, oh, she looks cool. Don't know what she does. Haven't had a chance to talk to my friends about her because we knew no information until today. And so then you have to wait a couple weeks to see and learn about that character instead of having this sort of a little bit of information coming out as in a little bit of time frame, right? Week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Learn something new every day, sort of thing. Bad for Mihoyo because people start saving for characters. Mihoyo doesn't want that. This is true. They want people to impulse buy every new character. So that's the thing, right? You can't save for every character because you'll always have to get every character. You have to buy them anyway. So I kind of get this, but like you can't if someone literally is going to not spend money on your game, all you're doing with the leaks is you're giving them a choice between which of these 2 or 3 characters do you want for free. They'll never get all 3, right? They just might get one that they don't like as much as the one they could have gotten in the future, and they're not going to get that character anyway because they don't spend money on the game. So that's the thing there. Pretty terrible job of showcasing, advertising upcoming characters in a timely manner. And that's why I appreciate the leaks. I didn't at first, funnily enough. However, I like being prepared, and I'm not the type of person to make snap decisions when it comes to financial decisions. So if somebody Mihoyo really doesn't like, oh no, hey man, you do you, dog. All right, that's fun there. That's what I was talking about earlier, right? It's not just saving up Primo Gems. It's I kind of know what this character wants. I kind of know how this character operates, so I can work on being prepared in other ways. I could level up a character. I can level up a weapon that works really well with this character as well. And it gives you stuff to do during the downtime when you're done with the events, right? When you're not, farming the Lantern Rite Festival, or when you're not going on Dating Sim 1.4. You'll be like, I don't know who to work on. I don't know what to do. Now you do have a little bit more of an idea of what you want to pre-plan for there. So, thing is, some content creators called this patch trash because there's no new heroes and no progress on the story. 1.4 is very laid back. It's not nearly as fun for me as 1.0, which was hilariously good. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. I like the Theater Mechanicus pretty well. Didn't really like the fetch quest that went along with unlocking new Theater Mechanicus, but I can see what this is saying. Free to play, this patch should have been exciting if you missed Venti and Child to get the second chance. Also, seeing we're getting reruns means you'll see the past heroes again. Should be excited for free to play. The no new heroes used to be a whale problem. Seems like everyone is on that train. I mean, like, that's one thing that, like, people are like, oh, no one's gonna pull for Venti or Child now because we know new heroes are coming out. I agree and disagree with that. It's not that you're not gonna pull for Venti and Child because you know new heroes are coming out. It's just that you know what that new hero kind of is, and if you like that hero or not. Because some people might not like those new heroes, but you definitely knew that new heroes were coming out at some point, right? At some point, they're gonna release more new heroes. They're gonna rerun certain heroes for a certain period of time. They're gonna finally release a new hero. So if you don't want the rerun heroes, you can go ahead and get the new hero when it comes out, because they can only do so many reruns in a certain time frame. Is the thing there. So that's my small little thing there. But I agree with this for the most part, and I think that's why they're, as a company, are the most upset that people knew what the heroes were, because they're like, no one's gonna pull on Venti or Child now. I know plenty of people that are still pulling on Venti. The only thing negative about leaks is that Mihoyo might possibly push back more content. I hope they don't push back more content. I don't know why they would push back more content. I mean, like, it's not done in time sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know if, like, they have something almost finished and they're working on it in beta and now people know about it and they just don't do it anymore. I don't know if that would happen. Oh no. Yo, can't read that one out loud. Leaks are important to me because new content, because they know about the new content, they can get excited about the new content and new characters, so you can farm and save Primo Gems. That's a very popular answer. Save Primo Gems for the characters. It does give you guys a little bit more choice, right? If you know what you're going to be getting access to 6 weeks from now. But like I said, you can only do that for X amount of characters per year, right? Knowing that a new character is coming out that you like in 6 weeks, well, eventually those characters that you like in 6 weeks are going to run back to back to back. And it's like 3 patch cycles in a row. I like all of the characters, all the characters from leaks, and they're all getting released right after each other, back to back to back. You're not going to be able to save up Primo Gems for all of them, sort of. I liked it when there was a trickle of leaks because it built hype. The 1.5 info dump on us didn't feel fun. Yeah, and I talked about that as well. It doesn't feel fun because it's the opposite of how they officially release their content, right? There's official big drought of no information, and then boom, we got the live stream patch, boom, 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 and then it's out like 5 days from now. We got the reverse of that. Now it's like, boom, got all this information, and then it's going to be a drought of no information, and then it's going to come out, right? So, and this has been a thing that's happened in a lot of different games, even in real life as well. I don't know how many people play Magic the Gathering or played it way back in the day with, like, I don't know if you know about the Judgment. I think it was Judgment. Like, all of the cards got literally leaked out online, like the entire set, like right after, like, the previous set, and there's just like, here's all of the cards, and it's that trickle thing. The trickle is gone. There's no more official spoilers. Look at this and that, and company can't, self-spoil their own stuff, and that's a huge blow. Like, that was to Wizards of the Coast, because you can build up hype slowly over time. I would be more upset for Mihoyo if they actually did do their information like that, right? Build up their own hype. But they don't do that anyway. So it's not like it killed that for them. We're like, oh, we can't leak stuff for our characters anymore and build that trickle of hype, because they don't do that. They drop it all at one spot right before the patch comes out. I think people don't realize how it affects their expectations. Everyone's so focused on the short term. Trust me, 1.5 comes out and everyone's disappointed and bored. We already know what's up. Yeah. So, I mean, 1.5 is a little weird because 1.4, in my opinion, man, and a lot of other people's opinions, and it doesn't mean it's true, but 1.5 is like the most boring patch we've had to look forward to, right? No new characters, no new areas to explore, nothing like that, right? No new main storyline. We just have like a mini event. And I think the big problem with 1.4 being and seeming boring is it's a festival thing, and we just did a festival thing. We just did a festival, right? I'm all for dropping those fun, happy, play some mini games, do some stuff, collect your rewards, boom, get out of there as a celebration event. That's cool. That's fine. But when you do it back to back, I'm like, we just did this. We just did this. And I think that's where a lot of those sentiments of people being bored with 1.4 and hungry for more information is coming from. Because they think it's a bad patch or a boring patch. And so if they think it's boring, they're going to be bored with it, right? Now, right, like take this and just to contextualize this, like what if 1.4 was like a Dragonspine patch 2.0, where there's a whole new reason to explore stuff, a whole bunch of new mechanics, a whole new way to get more things like the tree, what was that tree called? The tree that you give like the red stones to and collect all that stuff. What if it's like a Dragonspine 1.2? You would not be nearly as bored in any way, shape, or form. You'd be excited about that. Dragonspine was awesome. Whole bunch of quests to do, new areas. You had the freezing mechanic, new dungeon in there, 2 new sets, right? A brand new character. Then compare that to 1.4, and it's like you can go on some hangouts and you can play some mini games, and you just did some mini games in 1.3. That's why a lot of people, in my opinion, are kind of snoozing on 1.4. So forgot why I was excited for 1.4. I don't know either. If you forgot so fast, maybe you weren't excited for it. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, if you're leaking illegally, if you're hacking them, if you're breaking NDA, if you're breaking some sort of clause out there with when you had the information on it, and 1.5 is a little bit different because there's a little bit different reason why it got so big. You can check out the other video about that as well. So leak takes time away from Mihoyo actually developing the game. I mean, I don't really think so, right? Because dealing with leaks is not the dev team doesn't have to deal with them. The legality team does, and so that's a different thing. I have never seen another game have such problems with leaks, like every single time a patch comes out. And this is why some people are a little, we read it earlier, people are saying that in earlier patches, like some of the information that got out was kind of like leaked on purpose, a little bit of it anyway. But I don't really get behind that one because they're so mad about it. So I mean, stop leaking things so we get more content. Hey man, if you think that the leaks that come out are affecting them so bad, and that's why we haven't gotten Inazuma yet, or another Dragonspine area or something, I'm gonna really have to disagree with you there, because I'm all for more content. But yeah, like I don't really think there's a bunch of like the 1.4 leaks. Like, what did people cover for 1.4 leaks really? That there were gonna be rerun banners, right? Like Venti's gonna get reran and Chao's gonna get reran. Like no one really was like, hey guys, we're gonna have another festival. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so strong. You'll be able to date your girls in who is it? Bennett and some other guy. Like, people weren't really all that excited. I didn't really see a whole bunch of talk about 1.4. But because 1.4 is so boring, people are all about 1.5. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Leaks make players can't focus in game. When make old character look like nothing special, and future update with leak character. That's a minus. Okay, so the old character looks bad compared to the new character. Help the player planning her progress. Good. Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. We've said that before. Character leaks are fine, like design, element, weapon, timeline, but I don't like play style leaks. Oh, like if they're showing their animations, yes, I can get behind that. as well. No more surprise, you get a new character. That's fine. You know, I can get behind that. If you don't want to see the character, because I don't really want to see the character either do what they do. That's why anytime we're doing those mathematics videos, I don't know what their animations look like because I don't look them up. And if this is a high mod, they might have a slower swing speed, but we'll have to see. We always talk about that kind of stuff. Event and storyline leaks are a big no-no. Who even wants them, to be honest? I have no idea, and I agree with you. So don't want spoilers and thumbnails. I can get behind that, yeah. AR-45 is okay. We are bored. The world does get a little bit empty when you get the 40, 50, or 55, 54, 55. Leaks equal hype equals money in his case. So he gets excited from leaks and then he just spends on them because he gets that time to build up his hype, build up his expectations. And then instead of playing in the FOMO hands, where it's like, here's a new character, you don't know what they do, buy it anyway. He gets excited and then he buys it because he's excited, which is something that they really need to look at when it comes to officially doing information for this game. So I don't know how much more this got cut out, but we covered a lot of that, guys. Hopefully you found this informational and fun. I'll definitely edit this video down so it's much more interesting for you out there, because this video was very long. Went through all your comments, all of them, and talked about every single one of them. We're gonna have to edit that out, otherwise this video is gonna be like an hour long. So with that being said, have fun out there. If you guys want to see more Genshin Impact stuff, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and do like the video. If we got a like for as many times as you guys voted on this video, that'd be awesome. That'd be super cool. All right, until then, guys, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.